York City is the classic, case of, Ann Beatty making fun of people for talking about nothing but real estate, and it appears to still be true.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's rife for this kind of thing, full of entitled people who mean well, but they're still entitled people who do the wrong thing.
Right. And how can they not be themselves? That's who they are, right?
And you have a husband, played by Oliver Platt, who loves his wife dearly, and the Catherine Keener character, and yet he's being a very bad boy.
He is.
And you like him anyway. You sort of forgive
good.
him. Not really. He's behaving very badly, but...
He seems to be forgiven. I mean, it seems like audiences don't want to kill him afterward or anything, that they kind of understand where he's coming from.
It is Amanda Peet that tempts him, after all.
Yeah, exactly, and she's no slouch.
And then you're making fun of tanning beds, and I mean...
I know she's orange, isn't she? I feel like when she first comes out on the screen, people must think, they have this movie color-timed? Or what was Amanda Peet thinking? Does she think she looks better that way? And then it takes a while to introduce the fact that she's tanning.
But back to the writing. You were creating characters, for starters. And you're giving them. There's plenty to play with here.
Yeah.
With the setups that you have, the conflict over the real estate, and you create some. So when you're writing these characters, are they driving the train?
They are driving the train, and sometimes they can drive it nowhere, and that's bad. And that happened with this script. It was going nowhere. Nothing was really... It was working up until a point. Like, I could get to the dinner scene where I always felt like, once we get to the dinner scene, we're on our way, with everybody in the room together. But after it just kind of fell flat, and then, so I put it away, and then I gave them the occupation that they have. Like, I hadn't thought of that yet. They had a different job. And once I thought of the furniture store being their career, it took off, because that had so many opportunities for Catherine to feel guilty, and fun scenes to go shopping with the furniture and all these different characters.
Well, they're kind of ambulance chasers going after dead people's furniture.
Right. But it's not like the furniture's going to go somewhere else, right? It's just like the apartment. Like, the lady's going to die anyway. It's how you look at it,
Well, I mean, what I loved about the movie is that you have affection for these characters who are truly flawed, but like your other movies, I mean, they're like us. They're really a lot like us. These are not the idealized versions of anyone. They're slightly better looking.
Slightly, I know. Magic of cinema. Good, I'm glad they feel like you and me. They are. And I really, when I'm making the movie, I really want it to feel that way. I hate that layer of gloss that movies have. I think it completely removes people from the characters.
So what is your approach to the question of how slavishly actors stick to your script and how much they improvise?
I would say that the script is pretty much intact when the movie's done, but maybe 20% is different and improved. Actors will say, can I say this? Can I say this instead? Wouldn't this be a great idea? Or we're all laughing and we come up with something funny in a funny scene. Oliver had an enormous influence on his character. He read him and thought certain things were too vague. I mean, he's a guy, and as he kept saying, I never cheated on my wife, but I think I might know something about this part. And so he rewrote a lot. And I was glad for it. So things change. I'm not at all precious. If something has to be said exactly the way it's written, it's rare. But sometimes that has to happen. But it's rare. Otherwise, actors can just make it their own, and that's fine.
So what is the genre of this movie?
Comedy drama.
Or relationship comedy?
A relationship comedy. Yeah, but it does go pretty sad. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Just don't call it oh God, I just read in something. It was like a bitchy woman's chick flick.
No.
That's what they said.
No, Oliver Platt, I would think men would relate to him.
But also, bitch, like the whole thing was so bad.
No. Well, this brings up the next question. You know, writing movies that women can like. I mean, there just aren't enough of them. And as a mom, I was, you know, really responding to the mother-daughter stuff. And
do you have a daughter?
I do. She's 20. Oh. And we had the conversation about the jeans. I wouldn't let her buy them. Really?
What kind did she want? What was it then?
Oh God. I'm so sorry. I don't
That's
remember.
okay. I know I don't remember anything.
We bumped into Stacy Snyder.
She had
when
the jeans.
Her children did.
Yeah, I'm sure
her
they
daughters
did.
The ones she wanted.
Really?
Yeah. No, they are famous. I know exactly.
Yeah.
I just can't remember the name.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what would be like 5 years ago or something.
Exactly. It was a few years ago.
Yeah. Haven't we all had that experience in the dressing room? You know, the fighting in the dressing room.
I mean, it's heartbreaking, and it's absolutely real. And you cast a girl who's a terrific actress, but not a raving beauty. How did you make that call?
Well, I wanted somebody, you know, adorable, who had a sparkle, who could pull off that last shot, you know, in the movie. And it wasn't important that she be beautiful. In fact, I kind of liked the fact that, you know, she's less beautiful than Catherine, and which is, you know, not hard. Most people are less beautiful than Catherine. But also pretty. I didn't want like a really homely girl. That would bring in a whole other element. Basically, she just has some zits.